What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is all about how to raise your prices in your marketing agency fairly. We've had to do this in our agency. We had one example about 4 years ago in our business. We had about 44 clients on our roster, and our average client value was around $2,000 to $2,200 per month that they were paying us. And we had a team that was managing this, but they kept coming to me and saying, dude, what totally overworked. We can't keep up with the amount of clients. So I would hire another staff member, and we were already kind of on thin margins. We would hire somebody else. Then our margins would come down immensely. Then I'd have to say, okay, we need to get more clients. So then we would build our client portfolio all the way back up to the point where it became profitable again to a certain degree. And then the team would come back and say, Cormac, it's now again too stressful. And I'm like, well, I needed to be at that rate, but you guys obviously can't function at that rate. And yes, we went through all the efficiency things, and it turned out that the problem was that it was our pricing. Our pricing was too low for us to sustain the level of quality service that we wanted to give to our clients by having them manage a set amount of clients, not heaps of clients. And for us to be able to do that, we had to lift our prices. So we went through this big kind of valuation of our services, and we aimed to lift our prices to like $3,500 as an ACV, an average client value, and we wanted to bring across all our existing clients to those packages. And across a period of 5 months, and I'm going to show you how we did this, across a period of 5 months, we did that. We brought 38 clients across to these new packages, and our ACV then did lift to like 3.5, close to 3.5. So we almost doubled the agency revenue monthly recurring by doing this activity. And we didn't have to go through, we were still acquiring clients at the time. Clients were still leaving at the time. We had a bunch of other problems in the agency, I'll be real with you. But this was a big fix. And, for the future of the business, we had this new package with the right price this time that we could scale. And it was so crucial for us to do that. It's probably crucial for you to do that, because the last thing you want to be doing is scaling a model that is creating problems, because you don't want to scale your problems. We want to make sure that we have something that is scale-able and is delivering a profitable result for us, a great service for your clients, and your team is able to deliver the work at the way that they want to and they're happy with. Okay, 2.5 minutes spiel over, story time over. What does this actually look like? Well, let's have a look here. Okay, so what we've got is this thing called a leverage creator. I made this on Canva, and this is quite cool. So usually what you've got is all the leverage down here, which is you've got your current clients and like packages, and you might have like, I don't know, 25K a month, or you might have like 100K a month over here on this side. And our mindset is that we want to get our new packages, right? And we've got a session, it's actually scheduled tomorrow, to go through how to actually create new packages. But we want to, once we do create new packages, we want to, shift the leverage here. So we actually want to realize that, okay, we've got $0 over here, but we want to move our clients, away. Sorry, I should have done it the other way. We want to move our clients away, but there's two things that we want to protect. We want to protect your finances, and we also want to protect your position as a business by giving you some leverage as you're negotiating these new prices with your staff. So let's take the example of like one client that's over here. You might get the advice, and I got this advice when I was trying to go through this process from a coach of mine at the time, and he said, just double your prices, 50% of your clients will leave, the other 50% will stay. And I was like, that sounds super risky, and I don't know if I'm comfortable with that. I got overheads and expenses, and I also don't want to piss off any of my clients. What else is there? And he goes, well, that's just really the quickest way to do it. Now, you can do that. You can have different conversations with your clients and so on and so forth. But I didn't personally want to take that risk. So what I did instead was this. What I did was I finalized my new packages, and then I went out to the market. This is the market with the little door. And I advertised to this market, and I tried to bring new clients in to my new kind of package here. And when I signed one client, I made sure I did a couple of things. I made sure that this new package worked for them. It was profitable for them. It produced a good ROI back on the money that they were investing into me. And it did fulfill and meet all my expectations of, this new service is going to be better than the one I'm currently offering. So, and also that I could keep the clients on this retainer rate. I never at the time figured me being able to charge $3,500–$4,500 for a service. Sure, we had some larger clients, but on average, were we able to retain that rate? Well, we found that, we were after we had actually tested out this service. Okay, so now I've got my one client over here that, let's just say in this example, is paying me $3,500 a month now. So I've validated the product. I have a proven sales system and lead system to be able to go out and get more of these clients. And now I want to have this conversation with Sally over here and talk to them about moving them across to this side to create more leverage and shift the beam that way instead of this way, right? I hope you guys are following and making sense. So what people do sometimes is they won't do this part. They'll have the conversation over here, right, with this client, and then the client will be like, no, I don't want to pay that much, I'm out. And then you've just dropped down, in my example, $2,200. So you've just gone into the negative. Whereas if we do this step first, right, and we've already kind of replaced the revenue here, what we've done is we've successfully created leverage this way. So now we have money already in. So when we go over to this client and we say, hey, can we talk about your price? And, we want to make sure we're delivering the best service. And for us to continue to do that, a lot of our infrastructure's changed and we want to make sure that we're driving you the best result. The way that we know how to do that is we've created this new package. We want to move all of our clients onto it. It's going to be delivering you with ABC things. We project that through, this, if you're adding on email or you're bringing in something else, or even if you're not adding anything and you're just like, look, we need to bring up our price to this and we've been driving X outcome and this is why it's justified. It's going to be an extra, $1,300 a month. If they do turn around and say, cool, mate, get stuff, I'm not interested. Well, then it doesn't matter because you've already replaced the money over here. And what we did in our agency is, we did this initially when we turned around and we said to these guys, okay, cool, well, we've got this new package for new clients that would come in, and then we would sign them, and then we would turn inwards. This was when we were really trying to de-risk the conversations that we were having with our current clients. And once we signed somebody new, we would have this conversation, and we would either move them across or they would move out. At the end of the day, it didn't really matter. And we rinsed and repeated this process. Now, there were some clients that were like, no, like, dude, I can't do that. This is why it took us 5 months to do it, because for the ones that we knew would be sweet with it, we had those conversations straight away. For the ones, and there was only a few of them, for the ones that we were kind of like, we don't know if they're going to go either left or right, we had conversations, we signed new clients, then we went inward, turned to our existing clients, then they moved across to, yep, I'm so happy to do that. Some of them didn't. We're like, oh, okay, well, we moved some of them across, but some of them did leave. And for the ones that we knew were 100% going to leave, we said to ourselves, this is right for us. We need to kind of clean house a little bit, or clear house a little bit with the guys that, are paying us too low of a retainer, taking up too much time. They're not fitting the new kind of agency direction that, we want to work with anymore. We really want to double down in our case with e-commerce businesses. We need to let these guys move on and give them also we came to those conversations, by the way, with additional agencies and other partnerships for them to maybe turn to if they didn't want to continue to work with us or they couldn't justify the price or whatever that might be. And even if here's another thing, so many considerations here. So I hope I'm not, just throwing things at you, but they're all just really important considerations. If we knew that for some of these smaller businesses that we're working with that we had on like $1,500 retainers or $1,200 retainers, we knew that they couldn't get up to the larger prices. We would go out and we would try find other alternatives for them to turn to be able to work with people that could continue to offer relatively the same service as us at the right affordable rate for them. And And that's just what we had to do, and have the hard conversation and just say to them, look, like, we can't continue to deliver this service. It's just not feasible for us anymore with our new infrastructure and the expenses that we're running within the business. It has to be up at this rate. Now, I'd love to know, and you never assume that based on their business finances, as you would know, maybe you can work out that they might not be able or might not be as feasible, but don't ever assume that, that person's, doesn't have money or isn't willing to invest into this business and continue to feed it with your services to grow it. Don't assume anybody else's whatever it takes kind of mindset. Let them tell you, but more often than not, you're going to be right. And come to them with different solutions. So cool. All right. That's kind of pretty straightforward. What I would recommend is make a list. We also did this. We made a list of clients that were like, A grade clients, B grade clients, and C grade clients. Okay, so you've kind of got this section over here. You've got your A grade guys, 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got your B grade guys, it's a D, but B grade guys, and then you've got your kind of C grade guys, 1, 2, 3, right? And the A, B, and C is, my big head's in the way. The A, B, and C is not based on, how much retainer they're paying you, because we had some guys that were down in this section here paying us $3-4 grand at the time. There was a big retainer and $3-4 grand a month for us. But they weren't in our niche. They were difficult to work with. We weren't getting them the consistent results that we want to hold ourselves to getting, because they're, again, not in the specialized area that we want to double down on. And we put those guys in the C grade, and we worked our way from the top, from the bottom to the top. Okay, so if we knew we were going to go speak with Harry, and Harry was a difficult one, and he also had a mechanics business, and we want to be in e-commerce, we would go out to the market, pull people in, have Harry's replacement already, and then say to Harry, hey man, look, we're going to be we're either going this direction with the agency, we're not even going to be working with your niche anymore, we can't continue to offer you this service, but we have ABC options for you to turn to. Harry leaves. Okay, cool. Well, now we've just kind of added one more person over to this side, and then one less person from this side. The plates kind of shift. And then we kind of want to go through this process of just shifting things a little bit more and more and more and more and more. Okay, so you kind of, start from the bottom of this list and work your way up. One other limitation that I see so many guys have when going through this process is, you're all super lovely, nice people, and you want to help every business that works with you. And you also sometimes hold the expectation that every client that you're working with right now will work with you forever. And that's just not true. Eventually, if you pull out a long enough time period, 10 years, right? 15, 20 years, for the large majority of you guys that are in the performance-based marketing agency field, you will have those anomalies of those clients. You might have 3 to 10 clients that might be with you for a long, long period of time. But out of the 30, 60, 100 clients that are on your books, they will leave, right? It's almost an inevitability. So even though we've got this awesome book of clients and we're super happy and it got you to where you are today, we want to make sure that this book of clients is going to get us to the next stage. And we want to make sure that next stage is with people that are paying us the right amount for the right service that we're prepared to offer, and also for a service that we've now learned how to offer best at the right rate, with the right deliverables, with the right expectation set. And you learn that over time. And for people that aren't on that same wavelength, that are paying you less or whatever it is, there is going to be an inflection point where you're like, oh, is this, maybe this might not work going into the future, or at least going into our agency's future plans. So not every client that you work with is right now is going to work with you forever. So kind of, I guess, accept that fact. Unfortunate, I know. I've had some amazing partnerships for years and years with clients, but they just moved on to other things. They wanted to go into, acquisitions, or they wanted to move in a different direction with their business, wanted to try something new. These things just happen. But understand that, and then say, okay, cool. Well, I just need to set a pace and direction for my agency. So I've got to be in the forefront of how I'm going to push my business forward. And I have an idea of who I need to work with, and I have an idea of who I don't need to work with. Make the calls, start doing splits, start replacing seats, and start putting your business on the right trajectory with the right services at a profitable rate so that you can scale your business. At the end of the day, You didn't get into this, to just offer and your blood, sweat, and tears day in, day out, just for other people. That's a lot of the work that you have to do at the start. But as you start to build up a business, formalize an agency, you have to start thinking more commercially. You have to start, refining and narrowing down what it is exactly that is a system that's repeatable, that's streamlined enough for you to be able to scale, and then step out of the operations and start acting as a business owner, operator. That's the kind of key stuff here. So anyway, that's bit of an insight, how to raise your prices, a method that we did in our agency, how we lifted our ACV. I hope this helps. If you've got questions at all, please leave a comment down below. Happy to have a conversation with you there. And if you want to talk to us about how you can scale your agency and talk with us and our agency owners, you can click the link, schedule in a call with us, and we'll talk to you about our model. It's called ACOS. We build this in. It's an agency growth strategy, and we get our members amazing results. And we'd love to talk to you about how you could probably do it as well with your marketing agency. Other than that, thanks. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.